masterclass.
Just superb.
What a spell.
Into the crowd it goes.
A beauty.
Wonderful shot.
Wow.
What a way to get to 50.
Have a look at this for class. Leg side this time all the way.
Smashes it.
You never see better than that.
What a cratcher.
Glorious.
After 4 weeks and 44 games of cricket, we are down to 2 teams standing. It is Pakistan against England. It is the MCG, and it is the final of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Repeat of that famous final in 1992, where Pakistan came out on top in the 50-over World Cup. Both sides unchanged from the semi-finals. England won the toss, and Jos Buttler decided that he would have a bowl first. That is what they are playing for. The great West Indian left-hander Shivnarine Chanderpaul brings out the trophy for the Men's T20 World Cup. England trying to be the first men's side to hold the 50-over and 20-over World Cup at the same time. As you would expect here, it is a sea of green. Plenty of Pakistan fans in. There's a few English fans as well. There's a few Barmy Army, and they will cheer England on like they did at Adelaide. Has it come? What did you make of that toss decision? Will Pakistan be bothered about it too much?
A bit of early swing and then make sure that they have something to play with, because they have such a good bowling attack, such a powerful bowling attack. But it's all about the big moment, the big stage.
Sure is. It is the best bowling attack, Pakistan, against the best batting lineup in England. We saw England how they dismantled that run chase against India in the semi-final. Set up beautifully. It's a good surface, big ground, just handling the nerves and the pressure. Early times as they stand getting ready for the anthems. Great to see the kids there with them. So far the weather gods have been kind to us. The rain has stayed away. So it's almost time for those national anthems, but before we have that, it is the traditional welcome to country.
Please welcome Senior Wiradjuri Woiwurrung Elder, Auntie Joy Wandon Murphy, to conduct tonight's Welcome to Country.
Womenjakar Wurundjeri Balak, Yemen Kundivik. Welcome to the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people. This MCG is a part of my father's traditional country. I pay my respects to my father, my Warrior, ancestors, elders and communities of this great nation and neighbouring islands. And I acknowledge you Pakistan, and acknowledge you England for your family and your culture, and congratulate you on achieving for the competition for the ICC Men's T20 Australia Cup. It's also my privilege to offer you the custom of welcome. I take this leaf on your behalf. I hope that you accept this, because you means you join with us to honour the spirits of our ancestors who have nurtured this land for many thousands of years. Good luck to both teams. Womenjakar.
Please stand if you are able and remove your hats for the national anthems of Pakistan and England.
great emotion, great scenes at the MCG. The anthems are done. Bazid Khan, what do you make of that Pakistan team? No changes, but they've changed throughout the tournament. They've got better.
They've got their best 11 now, and they look at Babar and Rizwan to give them that platform. Very important that those two fire just to calm the nerves. Haris be a man to watch out for.
England unchanged as well. They didn't risk the two lads that were coming back from injury. David Malan and Mark Wood weren't that far away, so it's the same side that won the semi-final against India. Great Shane Warne will be looking down. He loved this cricket ground. He really did. He'd have loved this occasion. The stage is now set for a big-time final here between Pakistan and England at the MCG. Can you hear that? Sounds like big footsteps. I think the big-time players are back to play one last time. Players are certainly making their presence felt, showing up like that for the final. And here they come, the big-time players, the big-time opening combination. What a fabulous record these two have at the top of the order. Mohammad Rizwan and Babar Azam have been prolific at the top. Babar had a slow start to the tournament, but a half-century in the semi-final, as his partner did, and they will need to fire. If they fire, the middle order clicks after them. England will want new ball wickets. Bazid, power play, vital.
Yeah, absolutely. The first 6 overs, you think, might well be where the game is lost. Both sides. They want to start well. Pakistan especially, they're good front runners. They need just calm up front and then build. That's the way that they play. And they have to trust the process that has brought them so much success. You can't emulate the way that Hales and Butler play. These two play in their own way. But they need to make sure in the final they stick to that.
And England will have to learn from their mistakes of the game against Ireland. They bowled too short up front in the game against Ireland. Ben Stokes will swing that new ball. He's got to pitch it up and find the outside edge. We are ready, and Mohammad Rizwan just nervously waits for that first ball. He's done his visualization, he's been here, he's done it in his mind. Can he do it in the final? First ball of the final, it's Stokes to Rizwan. There is that swing. Really good shape from Stokes. He leans away, he angles it in, and it just swings away. And I reckon he may have started with a no ball. He has. So this will be a free hit, and the Pakistan fans have just realised.
As if it needed to go any louder. Yeah, over just, but it is a free hit.
And you have to bow it again, and it will be another free hit.
And not the start that Stokes would have visualized. Maria Rasmus in this final 43rd T20I for him, but this is a huge one. And with him, Kumar Dharmasena.
So still a free hit because it was a wide. Only be outrun out from this delivery. That's some bounce. That's some bounce. This MCG pitch we've seen in the tournament has excellent carry.
Yeah, we know it's a really hard pitch, so there will be bounce, but the conditions, Nasser, quite muggy. And you'd think because of that there'd be something in the air.
Yeah, keep awake at fine leg and third, because with that bounce they are catching positions on this big MCG playing surface. Does go down to fine leg. It won't go to the boundary. It was gloved, so the pace was taken off it.
Rizwan will just sort of feel that he's missed out. That's the region that he likes to score. Square leg, mid-wicket. And just with this huge game, they need to be spot on. Yeah, that square leg region is where Rizwan will look at.
Good solid block. England team wearing black armbands, a mark of respect to David English, who passed away overnight. Formation of the Bunbury's Cricket Festival. A lot of these lads would have come through the Bunburys, and we all love David English. What a character he was. We will miss you, David. Oh, there could be a run out here. Misses. Of all people, Chris Jordan. If there was one that you wanted to hit the stumps, it would be Jordan. He misses.
Rizwan hits and runs, and there's never a single, because he would have been run out from mid-off, a direct throw and a long way, so there's never a run. He's onto it. Yeah, he's never in the frame, is Rizwan. Well, he's doing strange things straight away. Rizwan with a call which was never a single. England with their first no ball of the tournament.
Just a subtle change in the field. For Rizwan, the man on the deep was fairly square. For Barber, third, which is Adil Rashid, has gone back to the orthodox position, which is very fine. There is that swing. Mel Jones is down pitch side. What's the atmosphere like down there, Mel?
Absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely crazy down here. I look behind me at the moment and it is just a sea of green. The flags are brilliant. It reminds me of the T20 Women's World Cup only 18 months ago. MCG is heaving 80,000+ people in, predominantly for one side, but everyone absolutely celebrating the game.
Shaw gets it through the gap. Rashid will cut it off. That's the bigger boundary. Can Rizwan get back for three on Rashid's arm? He can easily. So an eventful first over with a no ball. 8 for none after 1.
Are you a distributor or a retailer? Score on active.ai and get noticed by companies and banks. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. यहाँ आपकी जरूरत के हिसाब से मिलता है इंश्योरेंस और कैपिटल, वो भी बिना किसी कोलैटरल. नॉन स्टॉप एक्सेस टू कैपिटल मतलब नॉन स्टॉप ग्रोथ ऑफ बिजनेस. तो active.ai पे स्कोर करो और बाय नाउ पे लेटर से ग्रो करो. विजिट आवर वेबसाइट एंड बुक अ डेमो नाउ.
Adil Rashid will be vital for England with his leg breaks and googlies. He's bowled well to Babar Azam. At the moment, it's going to be Chris Wokes bowling from the Shane Warne stand end.
He's such a big part of the Pakistan T20 makeup. These two, Babar and Rizwan, have 9 century stands in T20Is and 3 of them in the World Cup. So they want them to fire. All of Pakistan want them to fire. And just these first few overs, that nervousness will go down if these two just bat through that.
Nervous from Wokes as well. Butler does well in the end. It swings as it goes past the stumps. And Butler saved a couple there. Yeah, when that seam gets in a certain position, it just wobbles. Driven straight to extra cover. Just strengthen that offside. Wokes is bowling to a 6-3 offside field. If we show you the field, he could move an extra man in from extra cover to second slip. At the moment, they're keeping him at extra cover.
Yeah, Wokes will probably probe there, just short of driving length. You don't want to be too full, even if it's swinging, because Babar is very good through the offside. We're eyeing that cover drive, which we know so well, but Wokes has to just be sure that his length is not drivable, just short of that drivable length.
Whip leg side because of the extra man on the offside. It should only be one. Keep an eye on your fielder out there. You want the one with the best arm and the quickest, because that's the big hit, and it's Livingston.
Also remember, these two know each other very, very well. Rizwan and Bubba were the leading run scorers in the recent series over in Pakistan, September and October, and lots of matchups, teammates within the Pakistan Super League as well. So Hales and Shadab play together, Jorda and Bubba, Liam Livingston and Mo Harris as well. So they know each other's games so very well.
Well, the average is high, the run rate's a little bit low from these two. They do play in that manner, they do use up deliveries.
And normally it's Rizwan who's the aggressor. He'll get those boundaries early on and just get Babar into the game. We saw that in the semi-final as well, where Rizwan took to the New Zealand bowlers and Babar just sat back and then built into the innings.
Whipped, doesn't time it. Just that bounce at the MCG. That's why the scores haven't been huge here. Spoke to the groundsman yesterday and he said for the weather they've had and the rain they've had and the lack of sun, it is pretty hard still, and that's why the bounce is there. He's done a good job in a good tournament that's brought bowling and quick bowling into it. Good start from Wokes. 12 for none after 2.
लाला बॉल बहुत स्विंग कर रहा है, मेरे को लगता है पिच थोड़ा ऑफ है। क्या बात है, सब खैरियत है? आज बहन का बर्थडे था, उससे कुछ दिला नहीं पाया। बस इतनी सी बात। ऐप डाउनलोड करो, इजी हो जाएगा काम।
Send money globally to over 40 countries using Remit Choice. Your first choice, anytime, anywhere.
Download the app now.
Masood after Harris, then Iftikhar, who got some runs against South Africa, as did Shadab. That partnership at the SCG was vital. It got Pakistan going. They were 43 for 4 and given a 3% chance of winning this thing. They were out. They ain't now. Change, Sam Curran with those in-swingers, the left armour, trying to target the pads of Babar Azam.
Yeah, even if it doesn't swing, you can just get that angle across Babar and just make him reach for it.
Yeah, Arshdeep Singh did him, didn't he, in this game? First ball, the left armour from India, just swinging it in and had him LBW. Maybe setting him up, Curran, going across, and then the one that swings in. Still across, sweeper out there. Can they get back on the arm? They can't.
Babar likes playing against England. It's one of his favoured side. And returned to form in the semi-final. Houston scored 100 against England in Karachi, so he's one of those sides where he fancies himself.
This time they should come back for 2 on the angle. He does.
This is another dimension that the Australian venues have created, the running between the wickets and be able to pick those pockets in the deep. And you talked about the pace and bounce. It's also the size of the grounds that actually made a difference in the whole World Cup. You want to go short into the pitch. Square is longer.
Good running. Excellent running.
But I don't know, Nas, who will be happier with the start. It's 16 without loss. Pakistan will be thinking, yes, both openers are there. England will be thinking they haven't got away from us. But who would be happy if you said 2.4 over 16 without loss?
I think we're still setting the game up. If they're going to use these deliveries, these two, then they're going to go and get a big score. They can't give it away having batted in the power play. And you can see slowly they're getting frustrated. In the back of their minds, I remember the India game where the openers chewed up deliveries and then they got a below par score or par score. The one difference is that Pakistan know they get just above par. With their bowling attack, they will feel in the game.
And that India-Pakistan game, the ball swung throughout. It swung and it did a lot for the seamers. So far it has, but not as much.
Just as you say that, there it comes. Very good from Sam Curran, 16 for none.
Named as captain of England just this year. He's got a new coach as well in Matthew Mott, and he finds himself in the T20 Men's World Cup final.
Just a debate where they want their extra fielder. Slipper's come out, they feel it has stopped swinging big, so they just sharpen up the leg side.
Nervous start here from England, wides, no balls. A little bit from Pakistan too with the run in between. Massive, yeah. That's the way to get the crowd out of the seat and standing here. They'll be standing, the flags go as well. will settle the nerves somewhat.
First 6 of the final, and it's his favourite shot. We've seen Mohammad Rizwan play that in a number of years now. It's like a sweep off the seamer, and it goes all the way. That's a big hit at the MCG.
Yeah, pick the slow one, pace off, and he hit it square leg. That's his region. That's the way he's going to attack leg side, try to get those boundaries. The pressure was building. That was a release shot, and he did it perfectly. Change in field. Square leg now out. Third and a backward point now in the circle. So the offside is where the boundary is at. So they're protecting that particular shot.
So last game of the tournament, who would be your vote for player of the tournament? We've got an expert committee who makes a decision, plus your fans. Saranga, Raza, Virat, Curran, Surya Kumar, Yadav, Alex Hale, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Joss Butler. Who would get your vote?
Just giving it back to Rizwan. Rizwan now will probably eye that leg side exactly like this. Pace off. He's down on one knee even before the ball. And he smashed it leg side. The protection now from England is with that short square leg. So maybe he just goes with a cut shot. Maybe pierce the offside.
Very interesting watching Joss Butler just manage his players as well. I think all England players need to have eyes on him at the moment because it is loud and he wants to try and control the time of the game. He wants to make sure that in the final overs he's got enough time and enough calmness to make all those shifts. That means they have to get through the overs as quickly as possible and keep eyes on the skipper at the moment so he can make those field changes.
Very good again, just playing it softly and running. Yeah, there's massive crowd supporting only one team. Nas, you spot the Barmy Army as yet?
Yeah, there's a few in. There are a few England fans in, a few Barmy Army around town yesterday. Flicked, again not timed. So it will plug a little bit. Jordan gives chase. And they just hurry back for 3. A very, very good over for Pakistan. They needed 12 from it, 28 for none.
Are you a distributor or a retailer? Score on active.ai and get noticed by companies and banks. जो दिखता है, वो बिकता है. यहाँ आपकी जरूरत के हिसाब से मिलता है इंश्योरेंस और कैपिटल, वो भी बिना किसी कोलैटरल. नॉन स्टॉप एक्सेस टू कैपिटल मतलब नॉन स्टॉप ग्रोथ ऑफ बिजनेस. तो active.ai पे स्कोर करो और बाय नाउ पे लेटर से ग्रो करो. विजिट आवर वेबसाइट एंड बुक अ डेमो नाउ.
Crowd is slowly built. Came in yesterday to watch the nets from both sides. Great atmosphere out there. I think he was home anyway, Rizwan, but he put the dive in, which is good to see. I think he's just hurt himself a little bit where the helmet, the grill of the helmet, as you dive, it just bounces up and hits you under the eye. And that's where Rizwan's just hurt himself a fraction.
He'll dive in very frequently. We've seen already that he's done it a couple of times, and the helmet just sort of popping up as it makes impact with the ground. He carries his bruises, he carries his little injuries because he gives it all. That's the attitude that so many people love.
Physio just checking Rizwan's okay. You can see a little bit of bruising under that right eye of his. Sam Curran using the crease and changing his deliveries very well. The cutters and the change of pace, different angles. He's had a fabulous tournament, Sam Curran. Brilliant at the death. Very smart. Well, Rizwan rightly just taking his time. Remember the power play 6 overs, so they got 11 legal deliveries to try and cash in. Inside edge and dragged on to his stumps. Curran has his first, England have their first, and Rizwan after that delay goes.
And it's that man, Sam Curran, yet again. He's been the go-to bowler for England throughout the tournament. No one just offered maybe to come back in the big inside edge and hits leg stump. Well, England are in, and they've built it up through pressure, but yet again it's the left armour who succeeds in getting a wicket. Rizwan, well, he threatened, he's out for 15. Pakistan 29 for 1.
Well, the incredibly talented Mohammed Harris comes in at number 3, 21 years of age. Look at that strike rate. He gives it a belt. In the last couple of games he's played nicely for Pakistan. 21 years of age playing in a World Cup final. Sam Curran at the top of his game. And he had a look at it on the way out by the looks of it. Good to see. And it's good to see if you're an England fan, Sam Curran, what a tournament he's having. Another wobble seam delivery. We've shown you his variations. He is an outstanding cricketer, Curran.
On top of his game is Sam Curran. Didn't really swing back. It was just a variation which got Rizwan slightly off his game or off his timing. But this guy, well, he's just looking for opportunity to score. He went down, tried to drive one. Now he's looking third man. So he's going to just make sure that whatever remains in this power play, he attacks it.
Yeah, sometimes that sort of arrogance of youth can work in your favour. You don't really understand the enormity of the game, the situation. It's only when you get older that you start to overthink and overcomplicate the game. Free that free-willed 21-year-old. Go and give it a smash. Everything has got to be a positive. Can he do it, though? He's going to give it a go. No, he looks like he's going to have some fun.
Certainly is. I was having a read the other day, and he got the nickname of Google in the under-19s because he loves reading about everything. And I think he's probably opened up a few sort of sports site books and thought to himself, right, I've got the skills, got the technique. Now can I put some pressure back on one of the best bowlers in the tournament so far in Sam Curran? I think he's decided to go on the attack, and that's for sure.
Leg out the way. And excellent from Sam Curran. 1 run and a wicket in the over. 29 for 1 Pakistan.
लाला बॉल बहुत स्विंग कर रहा है, मेरे को लगता है पिच थोड़ा ऑफ है। क्या बात है, सब खैरियत है? आज बहन का बर्थडे था, उसे कुछ दिला नहीं पाया। बस इतनी सी बात। ऐप डाउनलोड करो, इजी हो जाएगा काम।
Send money globally to over 40 countries using Remit Choice. Your first choice, anytime, anywhere.
Download the app now.
There's the lineup for Pakistan in this final. It's the one casualty as far as the batting sense goes. Mohammad Rizwan dismissed by Sam Curran. Curran picking up his 11th wicket in the tournament. Equal leader through this Super 12 phase. And just there from Babar Azam, Mike Atherton, the first real piece of timing.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a slightly nervy start from both teams, hasn't it? Ben Stokes bowling England's first no ball of the tournament, which just shows even great players are going to be affected by an occasion such as this. And Babar has missed a couple of wide balls and attempted cuts. As you say, timed that one nicely but hit the field.
Helped down the leg side. It was not a very good delivery at all from Chris Wokes. He'll be disappointed with it. But Babar Azam gets a little bit of momentum now.
Yeah, it was a poor ball, and all Babar had to do really was wait for it. It was a slightly slower ball from Wokes, and he just waited and waited and then helped it round the corner. Just had to beat that man, Adil Rashid, who is in a short 45 position. Once he beats him, he's in business.
Short again, chip, should fall safely. Chris Jordan is in hot pursuit, and it just results in a single. Showing a pitch that just seems to be challenging for these batters to just pick up any pace of the delivery, a number that have hit on the toe of the batter, on the outside half. It's just almost a tennis ball-like bounce.
Yeah, it's a bit patchy and mottled, isn't it? Which might suggest that it'll be a little bit too paced or slightly uneven of pace. I was going to say maybe Mohammad Harris could take a bit of time to get himself in and get a sighter, but I don't think that's the way he plays. Oh, to be 21 and utterly fearless and playing in a World Cup final.
Well, he's got a deep fine leg and a deep backward square. They're the two fielders outside the circle for this, the last of the power play overs. A little adjustment here. Adil Rashid coming in there at cover. And he's got 3 deliveries to do some damage, Mohammad Harris. Edge, fall short, a teaser for England. Another one that just seemed to hold in the wicket. Did not carry. Ravi Shashi joins us down on the sideline. Just looks like a bit of a nagging start for Pakistan on this pitch, Ravi.
It is, Giddy, and I heard you and I was just speaking about the pitch. That's the impression I'm getting from down here. It's a little too paced, the odd ball sticking into the surface, hence not easy for the batsman to really hit through the line. He's got to watch it closely, but it's a good move sending Mohammad Harris because he has no nerves. For him, it's not a cricket ball, it's a football. And again, down the track, he's just got to adapt to the conditions. It's not easy. And what England have done very well here is they've mixed up the pace. They've not bowled at one pace at all. So it's and you can see the tension in the crowd as well. You know, they've eased in now into this match, the Pakistan supporters. Behind me, it's a sea of green, but you can see that, you know, the start that they've got, you know, over 30 runs on the board, just the 1 wicket down. They feel they're in it now.
An adjustment in the field. It's a fine leg coming up into the circle. So there's 2 out on the leg side still. There's plenty of room over the infield on the offside if he's prepared to get leg side of the delivery. Mohammed Harris. And that'll be an extra and another delivery. And I guess, Ravi, for Mohammed Harris, it's whether he's got the courage to continue to keep going the way he's made such an impact in this tournament.
I think he will, because this reminds me very similar to young Inzamam. You know, almost in 1992, 30 years ago, he was brought in the deep end of the tournament in pressure situations and was asked to go and take attacks apart, which he did.
Beautifully helped. Clever batting from a young man. He's on a roller coaster journey, and at the moment, upward trajectory. Finished with a boundary to close out the power play. 39 for 1.
Yeah, not too much damage in the power play. England got the breakthrough. That's what they would have wanted to do, to break that partnership between Baba and Mohammed Rizwan. They did that, and they haven't leaked too many boundaries. A couple of eye-catching shots. That sweat six from Rizwan was a magnificent stroke, and this slightly more delicate touch from Mohammed Harris to get his account up and running.
Confirmation there. Umpire Erasmus, it'll be Ben Stokes coming back from the members' end. Did bowl the opening over of this T20 World Cup final for men from this end. He started with a no ball. Wasn't damaged, it was a nervy start for both teams. Bowling to the Pakistan captain. That should fall short. Protection out now in the deep.
Yeah, they often give Stokes the first and the 7th over. They reckon those are historically the overs that perhaps go for the least number of runs. The first over, because teams are starting to try and just get their eye in, and then the over after the power play is often a quiet over as well, and that's why they try and give Stokes, the 5th bowler, those 2 overs. This Mohammed Harris has given Pakistan's kind of upper middle order, if you like, a real lift, and it was the middle order that was the focus of so much attention in the 7-match series between these two sides that preceded this tournament. No concerns about the openers, but a lot of concern around the middle order, and this lad has given the Pakistan team a real lift.
Continuing to operate on a shorter length as Ben Stokes. They're the dimensions that you think will be utilised most often from the bowling units. Getting it into the pitch and challenge this batting lineup to go square. Challenge them with deep set fields. Are you good enough to get it over our heads? We have fielders out in the deep. Iftika played a wonderful hand here at the MCG in their opening fixture against India. Shadab Khan's shown some great form with the bat. No signal, just the square leg saying it's 1 for the over, but no wide.
Good carry though, wasn't there? The groundsman, we had a long chat with him yesterday, and he said by MCG standards this is quite a hard pitch, and that he's managed to get it hard despite the lack of sunshine, and he expects the quicker bowlers to really get the ball carrying through, so watch out later on for the 4 Pakistan quicks.
Advances and gets a reasonable contact. Indeed, it just plugs. And some good fielding from Chris Jordan. And no surprise here from the intent of this young man. And I don't think England will be too fussed. They'll feel like they're in the game here. They're sensing an opportunity possibly coming.
He is utterly fearless, isn't he? Right from the outset you could see the way he intends to play, and he's very bottom-handed. He almost sides the ball when he hits it back over the bowler's head.
Across his stumps. May have been some interest if he missed that, but it's a single to close out another eventful over. 6 runs from it, 45 for 1 after 7. It's not all Pakistan support here. They're probably outnumbered, the England supporters, but they're here in fine voice and they'll enjoy watching this man here. He's a real strike weapon for Joss Buttler. It's the 2 wickets, but I'm not sure that clearly states what he's done so far. Down the ground, fielder running in, settling under it. I think it's Ben Stokes, takes the catch, immediate effect. Adil Rashid in the 8th over when Joss Buttler went to him. The England fans rejoiced, smiles all round for the players. That's a big breakthrough.
Yeah, it's a big wicket. And Adil Rashid has bowled better than just those 2 wickets until this one suggested. He bowled beautifully in the last 2 games for England. Good contrast between him and Shadab in this game. Adil Rashid, who'll bowl it slightly slower, won't be afraid to give it some air, will tempt the batsman. The temptation works for Rashid there. Harris gone for 8, 45 for 2.
Calming influence of Shan Masood. Character who never seems too flustered, too rushed. And he'll need all that calmness out here now in the middle of this Coliseum. Loss of the 2nd wicket for Pakistan. The left-hander facing Adil Rashid. Oh, pushes that one through nicely. So a real confidence booster for Adil Rashid. Just the 2 wickets up to this point in the tournament. But very first ball draws the false stroke. Mohammed Harris. And that was always going to be swallowed by Ben Stokes. And that just allows Adil Rashid to really climb into a spell here for his country.
And there's a very good matchup for Adil Rashid with Babar Azam. He's had him a couple of times with the googly, which Babar has struggled to pick. And Rashid is bowling really nicely and confidently at the moment.
Yardage cover there for the fielder. Masood wanted to come back. So as has been his way, Mohammed Harris not prepared to have a look. No siders required, he felt. Just deceived with the right intention and trying to get down the ground, the shorter straight boundaries, but may well be sitting now in the change rooms just thinking perhaps he had a little bit more time on his side. Now here is that matchup. Mike Atherton, Pakistan captain. Watch for the googly. Nicely worked, it's a nice touch, and they'll run fast and get back for a second. A little settler there.
Yeah, that's why Moeen Ali is in at slip, because Buttler and Rashid know that Rashid has had a bit of success against Babar Azam, so that on the attack.
Soft hands again. And Babar Azam. So well done. Closes it out nicely. Looking too terminal there. It's 50 up as well at the end of the 8th over for the loss of 2 wickets.
Are you a distributor or a retailer? Score on active.ai and get noticed by companies and banks. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. यहाँ आपकी जरूरत के हिसाब से मिलता है इंश्योरेंस और कैपिटल, वो भी बिना किसी कोलैटरल. नॉन स्टॉप एक्सेस टू कैपिटल मतलब नॉन स्टॉप ग्रोथ ऑफ बिजनेस. तो active.ai पे स्कोर करो और बाय नाउ पे लेटर से ग्रो करो. विजिट आवर वेबसाइट एंड बुक अ डेमो नाउ.
$50 for 2, Pakistan, having been asked to bat first by Joss Buttler. Miss Jordan played a crucial role in that big victory over India in the semi-final, having watched from the sideline the tournament up to that point. He's a pretty reliable customer, an experienced campaigner, has played a lot of cricket here in Australia in the Big Bash. Josh Buttler knows that. He knows he's got a reliable customer here, mid-off and mid-on, up in the circle. So, as we thought, deep set, square of the wicket fields.
It showed how much faith Buttler has in Jordan, that even though he'd hardly played at all, he gave him 3 of the last 5 overs against India. So it was a really hard ask given to a bowler who's hardly played any cricket, but shows the amount of faith that Buttler has in him.
He's a believer. Why not? They've been a star performing team in white ball cricket for a number of years, England. They've got an opportunity on the biggest stage tonight. That is into the gap, and that's scurrying across the outfield. That'll be a boundary. Babar Azam. It was just a beautiful touch. Used the pace on the ball, 137 kilometres an hour. Ravi Shastri, you mentioned the change of pace and how well England had utilised that up to this point. It might be pretty soon they resort back to that after that stroke.
They certainly have, but great placement. I think this next 6 overs of play is very, very critical. With Rashid bowling at the other end. I know all the talk is about the fast bowlers and how they're going to take the wickets, but I think watch out for Rashid, because the ball is gripping, the odd ball is just stopping into the surface, and that ball he bowled to Mohammad Harris was a beauty, because he kept him so far away from the ball. You could see it from ground side that it tipped, and had him groping and reaching out for it. So it's beautifully bowled. I can see him looking for more wickets here. He won't be satisfied with just 1. He will want another, if not 2. And just seeing the dugout, I don't see any changes there in the batting lineup. Iftikhar has got his pads on, no one else. I don't see Shadab or anyone with the pads on as yet.
Pushing again, and they've just weighted that beautifully a couple of times in the previous over. You can just drop that ball in and around the 30-metre circle line. Always an odds-on chance of getting back for a second. Ravi, you've got one of the English fielders out in front of you there. What sort of distance off the boundary are they? They're big square.
They're all 10, 15 yards in. You can see deep mid-wicket. There's a good 15 yards in. Fine legs on the boundary. Straight fielders. The fielders in straight field, that's fine leg, third man, they're right on the fence. But square boundaries on either side, they're at least 10, 12 yards inside.
Oh, that's good leg work from the fielder. Created the confusion and the doubt whether to get back for a second, and they decided wisely to stay for 1. And there's a tribute to one of the game's greatest, one of the real characters. I think the cricketing world's still in shock. Simply unbelievable, but one of the biggest figures in the sport and one of the greatest leg spin bowlers is no longer with us, but his legacy will live on forever here at his beloved MCG. He would have loved this occasion. It completes 9 overs. Pakistan 59 for 2.
लाला बॉल बहुत स्विंग कर रहा है, मेरे को लगता है पिच थोड़ा ऑफ है। क्या बात है, सब खैरियत है? आज बहन का बर्थडे था, उसे कुछ दिला नहीं पाया। बस इतनी सी बात। ऐप डाउनलोड करो, इजी हो जाएगा काम।
Send money globally to over 40 countries using Remit Choice. Your first choice, anytime, anywhere.
Download the app now.
The leg spinner bowling to the left-handed Shan Masood. He's been proactive, Masood, on the crease. He's been prepared to shuffle around, try and create some angles, give himself some room. Outstanding running there.
Yeah, that's where they've been really good in the last couple of overs. Just the touch to push the balls just marginally outside the inner circle and then hustle for 2. putting real pressure on England's fielders in the deep. Where should they stand?
Just the way he's been so proactive, just the body language, which we spoke about pre-game, Athers of Pakistan. Often it can give away what you're going to expect from them as an opponent on any given day. In the field, in the semi-final, they were upbeat. They were right on top of it, and just that positivity coming out now in this partnership is a fine statement.
Yeah, it's often a barometer of Pakistan, how they go in the field. They were brilliant, as you say, in the semi-final. And it'll be a key factor in this game because of the size of the MCG. Athleticism in the deep can save a load of runs. Phil Salt there in picture is rapid across the ground.
Pretty even match-up between pace and spin, economy-wise, here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Single there. Yeah, T20 cricket. We thought it was going to be the death of spin bowling, didn't we? And we said it was going to be a young person's game, but we're seeing more experienced players stay in the game longer, be it internationally or around the world in the leagues. But gee, it's brought a new dimension to the cricketing landscape.
Just to answer your question, Gilly, now the fielder on the boundary has come in another 5 yards. So it's definitely a problem where to stand. They're gauging as to where they should actually be, but I can see the men on the square boundary coming in at least another 5 yards now to stop those twos.
Yeah, sure. 3 in a row went for 2 off Adil Rashid, and now it's just singles. So a nice adjustment by the fielders. They have to bowl that one again. So one legal delivery away from the halfway point here for Pakistan. A little misfield opens the opportunity for another 2. So that'll frustrate Adil Rashid a little. But all in all, honours fairly even at the halfway point after 10. Pakistan 68 for 2.
Are you a distributor or a retailer? Score on active.ai and get noticed by companies and banks. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. यहाँ आपकी जरूरत के हिसाब से मिलता है इंश्योरेंस और कैपिटल, वो भी बिना किसी कोलैटरल. नॉन स्टॉप एक्सेस टू कैपिटल मतलब नॉन स्टॉप ग्रोथ ऑफ बिजनेस. तो active.ai पे स्कोर करो और बाय नाउ पे लेटर से ग्रो करो. विजिट आवर वेबसाइट एंड बुक अ डेमो नाउ.
Josh Butler has asked Pakistan to bat first in this grand final here at the MCG, and at the halfway point in their innings, Pakistan 68 for 2. They've lost the wickets of Rizwan for 15 and Muhammad Haris for 8, and Babar Azam, as always, is the rudder for them, trying to guide them through to a healthy total, getting pretty good support. from Shan as well, who's 11 from 10. Still plenty of batting power to come. Livingston into the attack for England. And that'll be cut off in the deep. Owen Morgan alongside me. I just wonder how Josh Butler's feeling at this point.
Evening, Ian. Evening, everyone. I think he'll be quite happy at the moment. Halfway stage. Saw this in the semi-final. India trying to pace, setting a total, and struggled to go through the gears, very much so like Pakistan are doing. And I understand conditions are different. A little bit more bounce here at Melbourne. Ball has swung around, but England still have cards to play. Interesting to see the communication between Pakistan batters at the crease and their dugout at the halfway stage during the drinks break. See what they feel will be a good target. I think they need above par target against a really strong England batting lineup.
I agree, totally agree, and they will have thought deeply about that. The good thing from their point of view is their skipper's there. Their most accomplished player, Babar Azam, is still there to work them to that point. Without him, they would need another general. They've got him, and that is a real plus for them. Hit hard, really hard, dangerously hard.
Well, this is the kind of intent Pakistan need for the back end of their innings. Really need to target the next 9.2 overs. Livingston in his first over, put under the pump.
That was fierce and that was wide. Appreciable turn there for Livingston, but not controlled. They need to throw the switch, Pakistan. Maybe this is the type of bowler they want to take. Certainly, it looks that way. That has gone a long way back. Big overdevelopment.
Well, it's brilliant from Sean. Clearly looking to target Liam Livingston. Targeting the shortest part of the ground. Dead straight here at the MCG. Doesn't need to get hold of it, actually. Gets huge elevation. But certainly gets enough of it. Certainly looking to up the pace of their innings here, Smithy.
And that's gone over backward point just. I'll get a couple for that. But clearly, Livingston was a name they said we must get. We must get him. And effectively they did in his first over. 16 from it, 84 for 2 now.
लाला बॉल बहुत स्विंग कर रहा है, मेरे को लगता है पेस थोड़ा ऑफ है। क्या बात है, सब खैरियत है? आज बहन का बर्थडे था, उसे कुछ दिला नहीं पाया, बस इतनी सी बात। ऐप डाउनलोड करो, इजी हो जाएगा काम।
Send money globally to over 40 countries using Remit Choice. Your first choice, anytime, anywhere.
Download the app now.
And it's coincidentally the over after the break. That's out. That's a remarkable dismissal. A remarkable dismissal of a very good player. This pitch is turning, and that caught Babar Azam by surprise.
Well, I think it's another googly, Smithy. Michael Atherton mentioned it earlier on. 3 times Adil Rashid has picked him up with a googly. He hasn't picked it again. Watch the reaction of Rashid. Absolutely brilliant.
That is a big moment. A big moment. They've lost the skipper. It's 84 for 3. Azam goes for 32 from 28. Zulfikar Ahmed comes in at number 5, 84 for 3. Scored 51 against India on this very pitch. He'll know of its characteristics, that it is turning more than it did that night.
Big turn here from Adil Rashid. Terrific bowling. Excellent to get Butler to continue with him into the attack. Just doesn't pick it, plays it late. Makes a mistake, and aren't England happy?
Slip and play. Good move for that kind of turn. This is good captaincy from Butler. Ian Bishop is down sideline. Pakistan's crowd just silenced a wee bit, Bish.
Yeah, they have. They've got very, very quiet, Smithy. And a little while ago, you saw the Pakistan dugout with Matthew Hayden clapping vociferously and animatedly. Yeah, and it is a situation where the ball is spinning. I was wondering whether Nawaz or maybe Shadab would have gone in, because they are the designated spin hitters or spin players in this batting lineup for Pakistan. So no doubt one or two of them will have the pad on.
Moeen Ali is at slip. He should be waiting very closely here. He's in the game, very much in the game. England with that are on the attack again with this spin. Awkward shot, really awkward shot from a class player. Weird sort of a dismissal from a player with so much ability. Oh, the wrong, and nearly does for him again. What an over. Could that be a match turning over? It's 84 for 3 after 12.
Are you a distributor or a retailer? Score on active.ai and get noticed by companies and banks. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. यहाँ आपकी जरूरत के हिसाब से मिलता है इंश्योरेंस और कैपिटल, वो भी बिना किसी कोलैटरल. नॉन स्टॉप एक्सेस टू कैपिटल मतलब नॉन स्टॉप ग्रोथ ऑफ बिजनेस. तो active.ai पे स्कोर करो और बाय नाउ पे लेटर से ग्रो करो. विजिट आवर वेबसाइट एंड बुक अ डेमो नाउ.
$84 for 3 at the MCG. Ian Bishop, I hope you're looking at this. I want to speak like you. Wow. Reserved for pop stars, that kind of message. But then again, you are a pop star for us, Bish. That's close.
I'm not sure what I can say about that, Smithy, but from what we saw and what we've seen from Adil Rashid to a large extent, if Pakistan can get a score on the board, and Rashid still has more work to do, but Shadab will not only be loving this because his bowling, and maybe Nawaz a little bit later if the matchup's coming to play, in addition to what the seamers can do later in this game, it makes it an even more fascinating and mouth-watering contest.
Put your captaincy hat on, Owen Morgan. Do you bowl Rashid out now, or do you save him for the hitting overs?
Yeah, I think now is the moment, Smithy. You've got to recognise watching Adil make the ball turn as extremely as that, and particularly in the last over, now brings, like Bish mentioned, the Pakistan spinners into the game massively. Their big threat is their seamers, and pre-game you'd be thinking that is the biggest chance Pakistan have of winning. And if you see Adil Rashid's paces today, the slowest he's bowled in the tournament, clearly helping him extract more turn out of this pitch. Well, this is the first time Harris facing the first ball. Not a great idea. It's funny what finals do to you, but this is a beauty. Absolute beauty. Really standing up for his team. Big moments in the game. He did it against India when India were trying to up the pace, control things really well, and made inroads.
So the repair job has been done on the Shah Masood. Little touch, yes there was. Another wicket after an injury break. Stokes claims Iftikhar.
Well, it's at a time when Pakistan are trying to up their rate. It's just a really good line and length from Ben Stokes. Bounces a little bit, catches the edge, and the dangerous Iftikhar has to head back. Really strong period for England right now. Iftikhar goes for naught, Pakistan 85 for 4.
They're in a spot of bother, which means Shadab Khan has to play very well for Pakistan tonight. There's 12.2 overs gone. There's still plenty of batting time to come, but they're running out of resources. England are doing a great job. Dropped his bat running through. It's all happening for Pakistan. Bish just line and length here.
Yeah, it's just that bounce. And I think we mentioned 1 or 2 areas on the pitch where there's grass, 1 or 2 areas where there's not grass, and that's bounced about 6 to 8 inches higher than Iftikhar would have anticipated. I think he was looking to play that maybe somewhere at the bottom of the stickers. Look at how much bounce there is on that. So again, it brings seamers in, it brings slower bowlers in on this surface. So what is a good total, Owen Morgan and Ian Smith? What is a good total?
Yeah, good question, Bish. I think Pakistan again continue to run excellently. Oh, half a chance. I think a better throw, and it might have been close. But I think given how deep England bat, Bish, they have to be looking at posting upwards of 155, 160.
I'm not sure Josh Butler knew how much he was in the game here. He could have been behind the stumps regulation there, and it would have been very, very close. Sort of took that option out of play, thinking that Shan Masood was a lot closer. Might have been a different story. The thing that will be of interest to me too is just when Livingston gets another crack now. Regardless, it's a bit of a sea of green. There's pockets of English fans, they're the happy ones at the moment, that it's everything, this atmosphere that you would want from a grand final. 2 deserving teams, 2 semi-final winning teams with such dominance. There was little doubt it was coming to Melbourne. I think Livingston still is a factor with the spin. It is 90 for 4.
Brilliant breakthrough from Ben Stokes. There's a few Welsh in the crowd, presumably supporting England, Smithy. I'd like to think. And the Wales Cricket Board. England fans a little bit quieter than expected, but the team are in a very powerful position.
Well, you're right. It is going to be Rashid to bowl his fourth. And unless he gets collared here, he's the candidate for player of the match already. Pakistan are running out of time to see him out. Probably the worst ball he's bowled. Goes for just one. A wicket maiden in a World Cup T20 final.
It's absolutely extraordinary. Look at the control, look at the turn, slowing it up, manipulating his pace. Really has it on a string at the moment, Adil Rashid. I really like this from Joss Butler, Smithy, continuing to recognise if they take more wickets here, they're in the driving seat and can't be chasing more than, say, 150. Big moment in the game. I think Shadab is going to continue to come hard to create chances with that as well.
Dead straight, just a short arm jab, really, not overhit. That's perfectly timed, really was.
He's a very dynamic player, Shadab Khan. Really has the ability to make an impact given any situation, and he started well here.
Bish, what have you made for Josh Butler's field sets in terms of his outfielders? They've pinched quite a few twos, but I'm not sure he's that worried about that.
No, it doesn't seem so at the moment, but the magnitude, I was looking from upstairs, looking from down here, and it's a balancing problem, though. It's not a straightforward issue of knowing where the fielders are or where to put them on that boundary. You have to decide. I would think Owen is in a good position to talk about this. Do you definitely want to save the boundary, or do you want to stop the two? What is your biggest risk? And I think Butler's decided, I want to stop these boundaries. I'm risking giving away a couple of twos.
Yeah, good point, Bish. I'd actually be inclined to think of it the other way. I'd want to see Pakistan getting out of their comfort zone, taking risk, hitting it over the fielder before letting them accumulating it.
Nicely bowled. Now that is some spell from Adil Rashid. 2 for 22, 98 for 4 after 14.
लाला बॉल बहुत स्विंग कर रहा है, मेरे को लगता है पेस थोड़ा ऑफ है। क्या बात है, सब खैरियत है? आज बहन का बर्थडे था, उससे कुछ दिला नहीं पाया। बस इतनी सी बात। ऐप डाउनलोड करो, इजी भी होगा।
Send money globally to over 40 countries using Remit Choice. Your first choice, anytime, anywhere.
Download the app now.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, taking wickets in the process. But the economy rate 5.5 is just outstanding in a pressure situation. Pakistan's run rate now is 7 per over. That will equate to 140. That will be testing for England initially, but if they get any sort of partnership early, it won't be enough. Got to push on. There's no tomorrow here. That's straight in the helmet, so we'll have another stoppage here. It is now a regulation as soon as the ball makes contact with the helmet. Doctors come out and assess situations. This is the fantasy points, the Dream 11 points from India against England, and as you can see, Josh Butler 125, Alex Hales 122. What a partnership that was, hard to pick between them. Hardik Pandya tried his best for India, 91 points. Chris Jordan was outstanding as always as the all-rounder coming into the side. Virat Kohli never out of the points, is he? 68. I think he's okay. I think he was more, I don't think it was a very quick delivery. He's more done for lack of pace, 135.
I think it's been the plan here at the MCG for a long time. Big boundary square of the wicket. Both sides will be looking to bang. Middle of the wicket. Shan Masood unfortunately catches one of the helmet, but he looks all right. He looks all right, which is good news.
The other thing I'll say about this pitch, Owen, is because of the spin, because of the nature of it, I don't think it's going to be easy to come out of the dugout and hit it out of the ground. I think you have to be there a little while to assess it. And Pakistan really haven't got that luxury now. Six bowlers used. Livingston has been the only one that has been expensive. Might see him again now that Rashid is out of the attack with spin. So what are his options here, Josh Butler? Does he have to go to Livingston?
I don't think necessarily he does. He has plenty of bowling options. Not seen Moeen Ali tonight. Ben Stokes is out bowled. His potential hasn't bowled. I don't think he's completed his overs in the tournament so far. This type of wicket might suit a bowler like that. The odd one catching an extra little bit of bounce. Josh Butler openly says he wants to continue taking wickets throughout the whole of the 20 overs. It's going to be interesting to see who he goes with.
He's got the option of Jordan and Curran in the last 4, hasn't he? Up his sleeve. Now this could be a chance as well. It doesn't carry. Just thought for a second. Could have been slightly more of an attack there from Hales at third man.
Yeah, we see this a lot from Shadab against a run of play. Likes to take the attack to the opposition. Just falls short. I think we'll see him continuing to play that. Shan Masood just possibly looking to bat the full 20 overs.
100 up for Pakistan. 5.3 overs left to do the damage that they need now. They really must get. Now this will run away for 4. That's glorious. Hits it into the pitch surface very quickly. Makes pace.
This isn't that bad of a ball. It is an excellent shot from Shan Masood. Proves that the wicket certainly has pace and bounce. He just times this into the deck and it races away.
Bringing third up inside the circle, sending Stokes back at long on. Suggesting perhaps a slightly fuller length. There are options to hit over the top of extra cover, over mid-off for Shan Masood, who looks in good touch. I think England have been good actually in the outfield, to be fair. I think they've controlled this quite nicely. No glaring errors really. Maybe a misfield from Harry Brook, that's about it. But they've maintained their composure. Acres of space on the leg side for a 2 perhaps. Is that what Shadab is thinking? He's thinking 4. He's thinking 4. He's only getting 1. That's the end of the 15th. 5 to go. 106 for 4.
So 106 for 4, 5 to go. Well, nicely poised this game. Pakistan from here will be hoping for another 60 at least. For that they'll have to go at 12s. So Stokes now. This is a final, remember. Runs on the board are runs on the board. And Pakistan have an attack that has variety. And we said earlier spin will play a part, and Adil Rashid has shown that. So it's not just pace, there's something there for the spinners as well.
Doesn't look as if it's an easy pitch to bat on. There's a bit of bounce, extra bounce, and a lot of turn off the track too. And Ravi, you would think if Pakistan get to 150, they're in the game. If they get anything more, they'll be very happy. Well, it's emotional, yeah, to say the least. Final, well, the ups and downs of that, and it'll just carry on throughout the 40 overs.
Yeah, it's great atmosphere there, great atmosphere. Lovely spectacle. Oh, that's beautifully timed. That's racing away. And good work in the deep, but not good enough. Well, that was hit really hard. He's a dangerous player. He's a good cricketer. Oh. Shut up.
He just gets his wrist into play as he puffs this offside. And it was racing away. It is a valiant effort, but it's just rolled into the fence.
You mentioned 150. They'll be looking for 160, and that's a good score, competitive score on the surface. Just because of the way this pitch is played and seeing Pakistan's attack. Look for two. Settle for the single.
And with Shan and Shadab, the two fittest players in that Pakistan lineup, so there'll be plenty of twos. Pakistan will be happy now that they've built in that middle phase, 106 for 4. They'll just want to carry on and have a real good final 5.
It's very well struck. Well, Nas, you're down there. Just seeing the outfield now seems a little quicker than it normally is here at the G.
Yeah, I mean, I had a look at it. There's no sign of any kind of dew coming down or anything like that, to be honest. So England will obviously want some dew to come down and get the pitch skidding on. Projected score 158. If they go at 10 and over, they'd want to get over 160, really. They've just got to give it everything now, because par and below par against this England batting lineup won't be enough. They've got to go for it now.
That's well struck. Again in the gap. And good fielding. Should get 3. So Pakistan getting some momentum. 12 of this over already. They need those 12s in the last 4. That'll get them past 160.
Curran knocks it back, not straight into living path, so Pakistan allowed that 3rd run. He said 12 already. Shan Masood will look to close out the over with a boundary.
Swings, they'll get a single. 13 off the over. It's 119 for 4.
Are you a distributor or a retailer? Score on active.ai and get noticed by companies and banks. जो दिखता है वो बिकता है। यहाँ आपकी जरूरत के हिसाब से मिलता है इंश्योरेंस और कैपिटल, वो भी बिना किसी कोलैटरल। नॉन स्टॉप एक्सेस टू कैपिटल मतलब नॉन स्टॉप ग्रोथ ऑफ बिजनेस। तो active.ai पे स्कोर करो और बाय नाउ पे लेटर से ग्रो करो। विजिट आवर वेबसाइट एंड बुक अ डेमो नाउ।
Well, the fielding rankings, fielders have avoided points for all actions on the field, taking catches, affecting run-outs, run stop, plus the tangible moments of forced pressure on the batting pair. And you see Glenn Maxwell, Glenn Phillips, the two Glens on top. Both brilliant fielders, as is Livingston. Shadab Khan in there as well, and that's why he's such a good cricketer. Batting, bowling, he gives his heart out in the field. For the moment, it's a job with the bat. But here's Masood.
And they've run well today.
Still have a left-hander to Pakistan in Mohammad Nawaz, so that combination might just carry through. And at the moment with Sam Curran bowling, you want Shan Masood to take a lot of strike. Got a few hitters down the order, but it's up to these two really to bat through the innings. Sam Curran's been so good throughout and been able to sort of hide the ball outside off stump. It's more difficult with the left-hander on strike, but his variations have been spot on. He's been the one bowler that England have looked at in pressure situations all the time.
Yes, another good competitor. Started off well, 2 overs up front, didn't give many, took a wicket as well. That's chipped in the air, down the throat of deep mid-wicket. Livingston making no mistake. And in the quest for quick runs, Shan Masood has to depart and Pakistan have lost half their side.
Yeah, it's that man again. Sam Curran into the pitch, slightly slower. Shan Masood trying to drag this leg side. A good catch in the end, straight to Livingston. He takes the catch. England have a wicket. And Shan Masood, well, he played decently, he played well. He departs for 38. Pakistan 121 for 5.
So left-hander replacing a left-hander. Mohammad Nawaz comes out to the middle. He's played some useful innings for Pakistan, lower down the order. And it's Sam Curran again, who's doing a great job. 2 wickets for him. He's given nothing away. And this is how Shan Masood departed. And just picking the fielder in the deep. You can see where the fielders are. Good 15-20 yards in from the boundary. The thing with England today, they've just not allowed Pakistan to get away. Every time there's a partnership, there's a wicket.
Yeah, Ravi, and the reason they're not letting Pakistan get away is that their planning has been absolutely meticulous. They didn't quite get it right against Ireland on this very ground. But today they've been perfect. Pitched it up with a new ball, got it swinging. Rashid in those middle overs, and now with the big boundary square, you can see their deep mid-wicket. That is a big hit. So now Curran comes in and bowls it into the surface and say, come on, take down the big MCG boundaries if you can.
It is a big boundary. And another good over. Just 3 runs conceded. A wicket taken, 122 for 5. He's climbing up the ladder all the time. 12 wickets now for Sam Curran, but he's doing it on the big day, the big occasion, final of the World Cup, and he's got outstanding figures at the moment. 3 overs, 2 for 8. Now Jordan, as he often does, will finish things off for England. He's the death specialist.
Again, change of pace. And that's while you're still there, just seeing Chris Jordan, even in that last game against India, his first game in the World Cup, but the pace was right up there.
Yeah, and it might be a slightly different role here. The reason he played there obviously was the injury to Wood, but the Adelaide boundaries square are very short, so he went quite full there and bowled Yorkers. Here again, with the boundaries being longer, squarer, he might bowl it into the surface, bowl short, pace off, vary his pace. Not easy coming into a tournament. You know, he hadn't played for a long time. He bowled 3 at the death there. Not ideal, but he's been pretty good recently at the death for England.
That's in the air, straight to mid-off. And wickets continue to fall for Pakistan. And England chipping away. Wicket number 6.
Into the pitch again. And it's got big on Shadab. Shadab trying to make sure he hits over the top in front of the wicket. Walks with the catch. But again, impressive from England. Making use of the facilities, making sure that it's back of a length. All smiles. Another huge wicket for England. Shadab 20, it's 123 for 6.
So Mohammad Wasim, the new man out there. So 9 innings, 32 runs. On strike now. And the way England have adapted today has been first class. To the conditions, to the dimensions of the ground, the variations. Again, another one. Pace taken off, hit into the pitch, and just spooning it in the air. 2 walks at mid-off. So 2 set batsmen dismissed. You've got 2 new players at the crease. This is a chance for England to tighten the screws. And another one. Oh, he's put it down. More runs. Harry Brook was the man. Oh, that's all happening.
The drop catch, the overthrow, and Pakistan get 3. It seemed that it had gone straight in. Then the drop catch, then the throw from Jordan, and it's chaos. And almost on that 3rd run, almost a run out. But in the end, Pakistan get 3.
Yes, in the end, 3 important runs. They can see the funny side of it now.
Really important for England to close the innings out. We mentioned that it's not a simple pitch to bat on. And with the amount of turn that Adil Rashid was getting, then Shadab and Nawaz and even Iftikhar might be a handful on this track. So his last 13 deliveries, very important. They don't want Pakistan to get anywhere near 150, just want to close it out as well as possible.
Oh, misses the stumps, not by much. 18 gone, 127 for 6. So there you go, England chipping away at the wickets. A decent start. 15 for Rizwan, 32 for Babar. So 6 wickets have fallen.
There's one inside edge onto the stumps, pressure built by England. And Rashid now is smashing it, trying to get it over the top. It's a big ground. And then Babar was not picking the googly. Awkward shot. And it was Adil Rashid who turned the ball appreciably.
Yes, he was superb, Adil Rashid.
Yeah, Iftikhar caught behind, ball just kicked on from Stokes. He gets a bit of extra bounce. And then Pakistan with a partnership, and England came roaring back. That man Sam Curran, and then Jordan back of a length into the pitch. It's been superb from England in terms of using the conditions.
Yes, they've adapted beautifully. Chipped away, again finds the man in the deep. He's been kept busy, Liam Livingstone. Once again it's Sam Curran with his variations, picking up his 3rd wicket.
And again, making Nawaz hit leg side is pretty full. You need to get a decent chunk, a really good chunk to get it over Livingstone. He's quite a way inside that rope. Good captaincy, good execution. Pakistan just at the back end, losing plenty of wickets. 129 for 7.
Shaheen Shah Afridi comes out. Pakistan just losing their way here. Last 13 balls, 3 wickets, just 8 runs added. And that's you're down there, but just seeing the way Joss Buttler has marshalled his resources, very impressive.
Yeah, it has been a masterclass from captaincy to the bowlers delivering exactly the plans that he's asked. The analysts last night in the team meeting would have said, pitch it up, swing, bowl it into the surface later, spin of Rashid. We're not going to have Wood because he's injured, so we need wickets in that middle period. Sam Curran provides wickets. He's got 3 for 11, I think his figures. He's got 13 wickets in the tournament. Curran started with a fifer against Afghanistan. What a tournament this left armer is having.
Yes, and he's got 1 delivery left. Outstanding figures, 3 for 11. And this is Mohammad Nawaz just chipping it straight to Livingstone. They've been really meticulous, England, today, in their execution. Field placements, it's 71 meters, and that boundary still further. He's a good 15 yards inside. Excellent figures for Sam Curran. He finishes with a 3 for 12 from his 4, 131 for 7. So the last 6 balls of the innings, and England would like to close things off nicely. Once again, the responsibility with Jordan. So that's Sam Curran for you, making can be proud of his effort today in a World Cup final, stepping up to the plate, bowling well with the new ball, and then finishing his spell with a couple of wickets. And it's a great spectacle here at the G. Big crowd. And the final over now from Jordan. Swing and a miss.
England have come back strongly. Sam Curran in his spell didn't concede a boundary. He's been absolutely brilliant. And it just shows with everybody in the crowd, in the dugout. A bit worried now. We're looking at 150. Last 3 overs, just 12 runs.
That's what happens when you lose wickets. Straight away breaks on the scoring. And to be fair, the bowling has been good. They bowled to their fields, they bowled with set plans.
Yeah, they need some punches right now to Pakistan. There's a discussion going on. Wasim and Afridi, they need something to bowl at. But at the moment, Jordan just banging it in and getting too much bounce.
It's almost 4 overs since the last boundary. 21 minutes, that's a long time in a T20 final. That's in the air. Another one bites the dust. He's not happy. Livingston, he's thrown the ball back. Has he taken it on the bounce? I think he has. No, he hasn't. He just threw it away. He's saying it's good. And the batsman's walking. It's all happened so quickly. Just for a moment you thought he had misjudged it.
Slower this time into the pitch, and Livingston comes in. Well, he's caught it comfortably. That's his third catch. He's been brilliant in the outfield. Wasim out for 431 for 8.
Yeah, he's been busy. Catches galore today for Liam Livingston. Haris Rauf has come out to the middle. Again, swinging, and he'll get only a single. And Nasser, one final thought on this clinical performance from England.
It's been catching practice for Liam Livingston. That's why he threw it away. He'd had enough of catching practice, I want to bat. Just a little update from down here. Don't want to put a downer on things, but there is 1 or 2 drops of rain coming down. Just a drizzle, nothing to worry about. England won't mind because the pitch might just skid on with the rain that's coming down. So just keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on Duckworth Lewis' turn. 10 overs constitutes a game. Just a final factor to throw in before this last delivery, a bit of drizzle.
Top edge. And a boundary. And that's come after a long time. That's the first boundary in more than 4 overs.
Yeah, they need this, they need top edges to fly, they need another outside edge to end the innings, because Pakistan desperately want 140. 136. Can Shaheen Shah Afridi produce something, an edge or a smack?
Final ball. A swing, a miss. Butler misses. And they get the single. So after 20 overs, Pakistan finishing on 137 for 8. And England will take that. They won the toss, put Pakistan in. And like we've mentioned, a real disciplined effort from England. All their bowlers contributing. The fielding and catching good. And Sam Curran leading the way with an outstanding spell of 3 wickets.
Sam Curran 3 for 12, second best figures in a World Cup final. He's been a revelation for England. Yeah, just a couple of boundaries in the last 5 overs. England very good at the back end, and that has meant that they're going into the dressing room quite confident with having restricted Pakistan to 137. Clinical, professional from England.
So a real solid performance from England. Pakistan put into bat, got off to a decent start, but then started losing wickets. And then they had a good partnership between Shan and Shadab, who brought them back on track. But then again, a flurry of wickets restricted England to 137 for 8.
A wicket for Stokes, a couple of Rashid and Jordan, but the star of the show, Sam Curran, 3 for 12 without conceding a boundary. And that meant that Pakistan could only muster up 137.
So there you go, 137 for 8 from their 20. And that's how they went about their job. 39 in the first 6 in power play. And England, if you see, they never allowed Pakistan to get away and close things off beautifully. 4 for 31 in the last 5. So let's go down now to Adam Gilchrist.
Adil Rashid, 2 for 22. You doubled your wicket tally in the tournament. Unbelievable. Had you been frustrated leading into this at the lack of wickets, or were you pretty calm?
No, I'm pretty calm. As long as a team are doing well, like I say, it's a collective team. It's not an individual game. As long as I'm trying to do my bit, the team is happy with my work. That's all that matters. So the wickets come, they don't come, as long as we do well as a team.
Yeah, and it looked like you slowed your pace up a little bit today. Was that a preconceived plan against Pakistan, or just summing up the pitch?
I think probably when you get out there, you just assess the pitch, assess conditions, also yourself, knowing that what they may like the balls a bit quicker. So I did slow it up. Also to get 1-2 wickets give me a bit more confidence to actually bowl it even a bit more slower, yeah, which is my strength.
Yeah, and what information can the bowling group give to your batters in pursuit of this total?
I think there'll be a lot of 2s, a lot of 3s out there, so I think that's a big one, is running hard to the boundary fielders and really sticking to our strengths and being positive and being courageous.
How are you feeling about the total, mate?
When he first came here, I think if he said 137, we'll be very happy, so hopefully now we can do the job.
Well done, half the job done. Thanks. Well bowled.
Thank you very much.